Welcome to day two of Youth Week of Prayer. I'll be covering the real superhero. So I'd just like you guys to take a moment and think when the word superhero comes into your mind, what do you think? Do you think of your favorite Marvel character, your favorite DC character? I know some of you might be thinking Spider-Man, Superman, Captain America. But the aim of this is just to sort of try and distinguish the real superhero and obviously the imaginative superheroes which we see in the cinema. When these movies are released, we all get excited. We rush to the cinemas and just to see the latest and greatest of our superheroes. And as I mentioned, there is only one real superhero who's not figment or an imagination. They have the superpower and the capabilities of bringing peace to the disturbed heart, comfort to those who have anguished souls, and give hope to those who have had enough of crying, and salvation to the lost. That superior superhero is Jesus Christ. Mentioned within our study for today, for day two, is John, who was one of the 12 disciples. And John was called at a very early stage of his life, very young boy. And in Matthew 4:21, it mentions that he was called, and without hesitation, he welcomed and responded positively to this invitation. And in John 21:20-24, we see him called as the beloved disciple. And this just shows his express transformation that John went through at such an early stage of his life. And God is calling all of us when he calls us to not hesitate, when he asks us to answer to his call, whether that's through various ways in our lives. God can ask us to do certain things, and we shouldn't hesitate when we hear his voice speaking to us. In our lesson, it mentions how young people, such as myself, are very hesitant to read the book of Revelation. I myself think it's a very confusing book at times, and I'm still learning to this day the true lessons of the book of Revelation. But of the stories that I have learned so far, they are amazing lessons to be learnt within the Bible. The first few verses of Revelation show us the power and the great triumph of God's love. The book of Revelation is like an unveiling of a painting. When these artists, they unveil in their latest and greatest paintings, it's such a big show, big crowds, and this is what the book of Revelation is like. It's like unveiling the true scope and love of our Jesus Christ. And within Revelation, there are a few topics which are covered, one of which is God is the creator. This doesn't mean, however, that God is a created being. The word beginning within Revelation comes from the Greek word arche, which originates as saying the originator or the ruler, which God is. And in Revelation, there is more than one name that is adapted 28 times that refers to Jesus, and this word is the Lamb. And in today's modern day, lamb symbolizes weakness. However, in the Bible, it shows power and victory. So if you read Revelation chapter 25, we can see the lamb having 7 horns and 7 eyes. And now you might question yourself, horns and eyes. The imagination can't seem to fathom at times what this actually looks like. And within Revelation, things are used symbolically, and I'll quickly explain what the horns and the eyes represent within Revelation. So the horns represented power, strength, honor, and exaltation. The eyes represented knowledge and wisdom. The number 7 in the Bible symbolizes perfection. So this image of 7 horns represents perfect power, and the 7 eyes represents perfect knowledge. So Revelation also reveals to us our superhero, how powerful our superhero is. And Revelation 5:9-10 shows the state of the Lamb. So in conclusion, to this sort of quick overview of the lesson, it just symbolizes that Jesus as a sacrifice for myself and you. And because of his sacrifice, we have been freed from condemnation and eternal death. Our superhero is faithful witness, the firstborn of the dead, and the sovereign of the kings of earth. So I really encourage you to read further into this lesson, read further into Revelation, and as we dig deeper into Revelation, I just pray that we all have an openness to learn and accept the lessons that we learn in Revelation, as they relate a lot to the end times, which we are very much in right now if we see the state of the world. So I encourage you all to continue studying. This is only day 2. There's many more exciting days to come, so I just hope you all enjoy the lessons we are going to learn.